Aye.
Well, that was quick. Are there any questions? I've got Pauline Cotter's moved it, Mike Davidson has seconded it, and Yanni has a question. Yes?
Yeah, what was raised informal, but I still don't have a really clear answer about the process. Like, normally these things would go through the committee. We had a committee meeting scheduled yesterday that was cancelled because there wasn't anything on the agenda. And I just don't understand, like, given that we've had other reports to the committee around the contingency fund and all the pressures that we've got on it, why this is coming in isolation and not going through that process.
Thank you.
That answer. Welcome back, Mayor. Hope you had a good flight. Tēnā koutou, everyone. The reason that it's missed out on the committee and come straight to council is a matter of urgency. We really need to get this building, this facility moved from its current location to MacFarlane Park so we can start on the St Albans Community Centre rebuild.
That doesn't explain the question, which is we had a committee meeting scheduled for yesterday, which this could have come to. Why wasn't it put there? It wouldn't have delayed this at all.
Well, it would have had to have come onto the agenda after it had been to the meeting, which means that it wouldn't be here today.
We've just done that for finance. Actually, we've got a report from finance that was
okay, so that could have happened, but it didn't. So tell me where this makes a difference in terms of considering this particular
because
paper?
we've got all these other community facilities that also have pressures on our contingency, which
well, this is now getting into debate. So
no,
we'll just deal with questions to staff.
So how
the decision was made to bring it straight to council rather than take it to a committee meeting because there wasn't sufficient time in between. Pauline.
Can I just ask staff to clarify? So this building belongs to the Lions. So even though it is coming from where it was in St Albans, the Lions still own it?
No, they will be actually gifting it to us, so it will be our building.
But now they own it?
At the moment.
So, and the value of that building you've put in there is?
216,000.
Right, and so the council we're paying, you're asking for an extra 125 plus 100, so it'd be 225. Yes,
we already have funding through the annual plan for 100. This 125 is what we're asking for today.
And with the building being worth 216 plus the Lions paying for the move?
Yes, they are. So. Yeah, there's a little table there on page 2 which describes what the contribution from Lions International is. So $272,000 in total from the Lions.
So basically,
they're paying for 60%.
Basically, the community at Shirley, the trust there, will be getting a community centre landed on site and all plumbed up with a car park, etc., for a cost of $225,000 from the City Council. Yeah, correct, 240. Yep. Would you consider that a good deal? Yeah, it's extremely good value when you consider what it costs for a community centre to be built, established in the millions.
Thank you. Mike? Sarah?
Just a quick check on process. So the fact that a community facility, whether it's moved or being rebuilt or whatever, is able to apply for funding from the overall facilities rebuild contingency fund, does that mean that if we, for example, don't have quite enough money for the Woolston facility to get a fit for purpose facility, that we can also as a community board request money from that contingency fund?
Yeah, I might call Darren to answer.
Darren, could you?
Yeah, sure.
Quite simply, yes.
That's great because we have a board resolution already on that facility.
Let's not go into the other issues, but are there any more questions on this particular matter? Yanni?
It just seems like a huge amount of money to just relocate a building.
The question, just straight to the question. We're not going into debate yet. Question.
So have we got the costs? Have we got either peer reviewed or several quotes for the cost of doing this? And why is it so high?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, when I came in and had a look at this project to begin with, and one of the concerns with this project is that it sounds easy taking a building from one park and putting it on another, and I kind of had that view myself. But in actual fact, when you're relocating a building, you're talking about car parks, you're talking about accessible building, you're talking about plumbing, signage, you name it. It's power. It is expensive. Foundations.
So sorry, have we got
consent.
competitive quotes? Have we gone out for 2 different quotes?
Dave Greenslade was the senior architect that was looking at this, and we challenged the quote, and he actually has come back to us and said that it's very competitive, and it's actually a low price to get it done.
So sorry, so we do have like competitive quotes.
We haven't gone out for a second quote or anything like that, but you know, Dave works with the industry all the time, and so he knows what's reasonable and what's not. So
Yeah, okay. I just yeah. I mean, I guess I'm also just surprised if we put money on budget through our annual plan, why the amount we put on was so much less than what was needed.
yeah, that's outlined in the report on page 2. So you know, compliance costs and, like I said, accessible parking, and you know, more detailed planning as we've come to resource consent stage. Yeah, has raised the total cost.
Any other questions? No? We'll open it up for debate then. Pauline?
This is actually, I think, a very good deal for council, and also working so closely with the Lions, who've been really generous to Christchurch in the first instance in giving this to the St Albans area. And St Albans and Shirley have been a little bit under the radar and how hard hit they've been with the earthquake. The Shirley Trust is really looking ahead to try and raise money to build a really good centre there, or in that area somewhere there's a real need. This will actually get them started. It will allow them to start having you can see a picture in here of the tiny wee area they've been working out of. It's probably no more than about 10 square metres. It's really tiny. And the programs they're running out of there are just amazing. They've got a really good outreach into the community. The ethnic diversity in there is incredible. They've door knocked. They've got really on top of what was quite a serious gang problem in that area over the years. And I just think this is a very good opportunity for the Shirley Trust to have a base and to begin really stepping up their programs and really getting some activation in the community. And they look at Actis as a prime example of what can be done. These people are on the first rung, and this is going to be an incredible benefit. And I think that I personally, and our whole community board, is so grateful to the Lions Club for their generosity in providing this building. I think we're really, really fortunate to have it, and I believe that they are intending to gift it at this point, which is even better. And that next year in March they're having an international convention here, which there'll be some big people from the Lions coming out from overseas, and they're wanting to actually have a little function around this building. So this is an incredible win for Shirley, and I think we're very lucky, and I am very grateful for it. So please support it.
Thank you. Anyone else? I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. Thank you very much.